Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. If you watched my last one, you'll know I closed it off with a bit of a plan for what was going on next with the interior with the roll cage and stuff. So now that I've actually got a chance to be out in the shed, I'm still obviously on crutches and shit, but I can sort of move around. So today, Saturday, I'm going to crack into cutting out some of the bars, well, the bars that need to come out anyway. So I'll be cutting out the top ones here, the stays. I've just unbolted some of the stuff off the dash. Those not yet. I'll probably cut the bar out and then twist it and then do the bolts just so it's a bit easier for me. The pedal box mount is actually attached to that crossbar there as well, so I'm going to have to cut that and maybe put another stay in for the pedal box mount. I'll probably attach it to the underside of the windscreen here so it's not attached to this. So trying to cut this first pipe here, I've noticed or realised that my 4-inch grinder 100mm disc obviously, or 4-inch, isn't big enough to like cut through. It's right here because I can go around with the grinder, but obviously in tight spots like up against the why is that so dark? Up against like the side here, I can't get the grinder in this side, so I have to try go right through, and I obviously can't with my grinder, so I'm gonna have to try get something else to do it with. I'm thinking maybe a saber saw, so I think one of the bros has a saber saw that I can borrow, so we'll organise that and carry on. Alright, so I ended up getting a saber saw from one of my mates. Shout out to Kelson for letting me use it. He reckons this blade here should chew through this pipe, so about to give it a go and see how we get on, so let's go. So yeah, well, he wasn't lying. This thing, this blade here, can't remember what he said it was, tungsten carbide tips or something, but made short work of the pipe, man, straight through. Sick. I'll get a video of it going through another section just so you can see. Check out how grunty this blade is. This is not sped up. And that was me pushing on it with just one arm too, so imagine if you could get both, like a bit of weight into it. So this is why you got to be careful when cutting pipe, because this one here is obviously been stressed down there then welded, so that's where it wants to rest. So as soon as I cut through it, it actually went ding and pinged up like that. So the saber saw wasn't so bad to cut it because it just went straight up, but I mean, it can be quite dangerous if you do it with a grinder if you're not careful, because it can actually grab the disc and like shatter it. So yeah, you got to be especially careful too when cutting, like, because I have to cut through there to get the A pillar pipe out, but the like the weight of it's like pushing down, so when you put your blade through, obviously once it cuts through, the weight wants to come down and like jump on the blade and or the disc if you're doing it with a grinder. So you gotta watch yourself there and just make sure you're safe as possible. Alright, so we're getting there. I've got this far. So what I'll do is I'll pull this just down and out of the way a bit, out of the way of the firewall there, just so I can get the tool on there to cut it. So cut through there, pull this one out, angle it a bit better over there so I can get the tool on the other side, cut it out and pull it all out. Should be good to go. Then I just have to obviously clean up all the pipe, all the all this stuff. Oh, you can't see that really well, but cut out what I need to cut out. What I'll do is I'm going to unstitch this from the roof as well, just so the windscreen bar can run like through that bit. So I'll take this piece off, and yeah, and I'll probably clean up some of the sound ending and get the floor all sorted for where the plates go, and yeah, start measuring up and bending some pipe, I suppose. So from here, what I'll do is I'll get a measurement from there, where it's going to run down to the floor, and then probably add, you know, 100mm or so extra, just because, you know, you can always cut material but you can't add it. Well, technically you can add it, but not for a roll cage. So it's another day. I had to take a little bit of a break yesterday, so come back out. Today what I've done is started on this side, passenger side. I've just cleaned up the where the original pipes are welded on here, down there. Hey. Stuff to do up there. But what I'm going to do is got this other bit of pipe, just a bit of scrap, and I'm going to sit it on here where I want the new like A-pillar bar to start go up, and just so I can mark it and then run the hole saw through it, so this pipe's cut to length of how I want it. So that's pretty much what I'm doing there. And then if it sits there, hopefully I can weld the top door and side intrusion here, and it can come straight off this way, so then it doesn't have to like come this way, kink and then kink again. It can just come straight off and then down. So that's how that's going. Oh, the other thing too is I'm starting on the passenger side, because I haven't really done any A-pillar beams before. I've done one in my old car, and I want to like get the driver's side one like perfect to how I would want it. So if I start with the passenger side one and I mess it up a little bit, it's still alright to run because it's just the passenger side, just for clearance. Because I mean, I'm the one that's going to be in the driver's seat the most, like full time anyway. So it'd be nice if it had perfect clearance for me. And you know, once in a while when a passenger comes, you know, it's not going to matter too much if like there's not perfect clearance, but I'll get it as good as I can anyway. So this is going to be the tricky part. I'm going to have to do, I don't know what way to go first, if I go from here and then do that bend, because obviously when you do one bend, you can't put the, like, it's going to be hard to test fit the pipe in, because you're going to have one bend and then the whole length of pipe's going to want to go through like the wheel well. If you do that way, and if I go up and do that bend, it's going to want to go through the roof. Like, you kind of need to do both bends and then test fit it, which doesn't seem right to me, because you can easily fuck it up. So yeah, what I'm thinking about doing is copying the old ones slightly. Like, I'll get the length and start the bend, and then just go off the old ones, kind of maybe sit the old ones in here and see what needs adjusting from them, and then try to replicate it to the new one when I do the bend. So it's going to be a bit of a exercise, but hopefully we get it. And whatever we learn on doing this one, I can obviously do a better job on the other side. So hope it goes well. So I'm going to start from the where your head sits, that first bend up by that top of the A-pillar there. I don't know the angle. It probably would have been best to get like an angle tool to sort of get an angle, lock it, and then put it up against there. But what I might do is I might use the old one. The old one was pretty close. It just wasn't sitting high enough into the roof, really. So it's pretty close anyway. So I might just base it off that one. I'll bend this one up to about a similar angle, and then I might put a measure it down further and put a little bit more of a bend in it, just so I can get sort of in there, just to gauge it a bit. So it's going to be a bit of guesswork, but I'm pretty good at guessing. But yeah, the proper way probably should be to get some like a angle finder thing sort of to lock in place, but we'll work with what we've got at the moment. So like I've said, it's quite hard to test fit this, because you can't fit it in there initially to see how it fits with just one bend. You kind of do both. But what I'm trying to do, I've set it up like this. Like, it's going to sit on there, but go up higher. But that bend looks like it's going to sit up in where I want it, like that. So what I might do is sort of kind of eyeball where that bend's going to be, make a measurement from there to where I want the next one to be, and then do like most of a bend down there, and then test fit it, and then do the final bend. The only problem is with this is obviously the bend can't be on the same, like this bend's like the outside of it's here. The next bend can't be on the same angle, because obviously it has to go like that way and then fuck off left a little bit and then down. So I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to have a little thing, come up with a cunning solution. Alright, so I think I've come up with an idea for doing the next bend and where it needs to start and stuff, because obviously it has to bend in the like a decent place that it comes down and matches where I've already cut. Ideally I should have just cut this one out as well, this lower one, and then just made a new one to suit the new pipe, but yeah, I think I've come up with this idea anyway. So what I'm going to do is dummy up where the pipe's going to run up, like so, and then I'm going to put my die out of the bender roughly like that, and then mark it there with the pen. So effectively, when the pipe's in the die, that's where the bend's going to start, and as it gets to that angle that I want to go straight down, it'll end up, you know, where that one was. So that's where the bend wants to start in the die. So if I measure from where the pipe wants to sit up in the roof here, so the way it's going to be is the pipe's going to be in that little bit there. So the center of the bend's like here, I believe. So if I just dummy up that pipe, or even just measure from center here to my mark, then I can sort of put that on the pipe and then bend it, and hopefully we're good. Hopefully. Like my measurement from where this bend is going to sit up in the roof, so the center of that bend to where it wants to start bending again to meet up with the other pipe, is about 640. So if I'm going to go from like center-ish of that bend there, I'll measure out 640, put a mark there, and then that's where my new bend's going to start on the die. Alright, since I'm a clever bastard, well, I think, since this pipe is going to be here and straight up, this pipe here, this way, is going to be directly in line with this bar, right, and it's going to be directly like in line with that, and then the top one wants to be up here. So effectively from here to the top one coming out here, our offset wants to be whatever that is to there. So what I've done is I'll just put up a string line where the center of the pipe wants to be welded, and I've just got a socket for a bit of a weight just so it hangs dead down. So I'll measure that distance there, and then after I've got that measurement, I will try translate it over to the bender. So wherever the center line of the die is, I'll measure upwards. I don't know if you can see it from like here. So like the offset would be, so I'd twist it either up or down to try get that whatever that gap is distance wise. So I might have to pick like a big fucking bar off the bender just to get a measurement, so hopefully it works out. Alright, so check this fucking contraption out. My measurement for the offset is 175 mil, so I've got this big beam G-clamp to the bender. Center of the die to the top of here is 150, so, and then I've got this piece of alley which is about 20 mil, so it's about 170, so it's 5 mil, so we're going to just roll with that. So I've twisted the bar so it's like, so the center line of the bar is sort of, so I'll start bending it, you know, it's going to be positioned about there, twisted upwards. So yeah, hopefully that matches the offset there. So I'm just going to bend it and we're going to find out. Sorry about my fingers in the camera all the time, Jesus Christ. So it's bent and I've kind of test fitted it and it looks like it's pretty close. So I'm just going to put the hole saw, well, my notcher here, I'm going to put a notch in the end of the pipe for it to sit up on the top of the roll cage, just so I can like slide it right in and just see how it fits. So I've got the new one dummy fitted in here. Turned out pretty good really. It looks dark on the screen here, but I don't think it's like as dark when it's rendered, but it's tucked up nice. I probably would have wanted to go a little bit higher on the roof. There's about another inch there to go, but I don't think if I went higher, by the time it came back and bended into the pipe, it would come across to the, like this, to the right a bit too much and interfere with the helmet. So I think where it is pretty good. I mean, you used to be able to look in through this way and see the bottom of the bar, but now obviously you can't even see it. So, and it's nice and tucked along the A-pillar there. So I think it turned out pretty good actually. So I've actually got, I might leave it there because I actually have my surgery tomorrow on my foot, and I don't know how I'm going to be after it for a few days, whether or not I can come out here and carry on. But I think I might do these in like a, might do this in like a part, this will be like a part 1 of doing this, because I wanted to put a video out, but I don't want it to be like 3 weeks in between from when I released the last one. So I might put this one out tonight as like a part 1 to doing this cage, and then carry on when I'm mobile again, so to do the rest of it, because I kind of want to put the I want to make the other one, obviously, and I want to do the two. I want to do the windscreen bar up the top and the one across the middle there that supports the steering column, and I don't want to fully weld the A-pillars in first. I want to have it a little bit mobile so I can actually get the torch in around the tops. So I'll do those eventually when I am good to it, and I'll put that out as like a part 2 video, and then obviously do the side intrusions, the tops, and cut the doors and everything out. So it may be 3 parts, I don't know, it'll be a few, but we'll see how it goes. But anyway, yeah, stay tuned.